Crypt of the Shadowking is a 1993 fantasy novel by Mark Anthony, and it is book 6 in the Harpers series of the Forgotten Realms, but it is really a standalone. You don't have to read the first 5. It's not connected to them at all. The Harpers is more of just a overarching series that it means they're connected because somehow the organization, the Harpers, which is a semi-secret organization for good, as it is said, that organization is somehow involved. Right, so this book actually starts with 2 guards in Erebor looking for a thief that has escaped from prison. This thief is sneaking away when he falls. He wakes later and realizes that he is dying. A voice speaks to him and offers him life if he serves. This book largely takes place in 1363 DR, though the dating is notoriously difficult for this novel. Kaladin Kaldorian is our main character. He was once a Harper and is returning from 7 years of adventures to Erebor, his home. He finds his homecoming less than welcome, as Brone is no longer Lord of the city, but the heavy-handed Lord Cutter, who is actually a woman originally known as Ravindus, now rules the city. She has a past with the Zintram and with Kaladin, and that is in relation to a particular long-dead lover of his, and maybe the reason why he's not in the city anyways. Kaladin is not quite the hero he once was, but it doesn't mean he's going to let the Zintram take over his old home. Another important character is a greenhorn bard Harper named Madi Almaran. There is also the innkeeper halfling named Esta, a Cholton Tabaxi lore master of Ogma named Tyverus, a thief named Ferret, and others like Snake and Kellen. Mari probably being the most important besides Kaladin, though. I found it a pleasant enough story. There's various episodes of adventure mixed in with the rest at Esta's. It's cozy in a sense. It involves romance to a degree. There is magical inheritance and some interesting character development. The story makes some nice additions to Forgotten Realms lore as well, particularly with some shadow magic, with the Tafir people that settled the area over 1,000 years before, and their brand of shadow magic is actually related to bardic magic as well. And we also learn a couple of the words of their extinct language too. And there's, of course, also the Shadowvar, not to be confused with the Shadowvar, Shadevar, so Shadevar, pretty much. And then not to be confused with capital Shadovar, which are important much more later on in the Forgotten Realms, but not as it was in 1993. So this book does have one sequel, actually, which is book 11 in the Harpers, which is called Curse of the Shadow Mage. I have actually already read it at the time of recording this, and while they're both kind of okay books, I do actually think that the Lord Cutter stuff works pretty well with Kaladin's past, which doesn't really come into play in the second book, but you do get other stuff in the second book. But that being said, they're like not super noteworthy. They're more forgettable fun fiction. But compared to some of the other books in the Harpers that I was reading that were very similar, like The Ring of Winter is pretty forgettable, not super noteworthy. At least I thought it was. I enjoyed Crypt of the Shadowking more than I did The Ring of Winter, for example. So even though they're both pretty much in the same category of what's going on. So anyways, leave Williams Lyceum. I will keep on giving you Forgotten Realms reviews. Thanks for watching.